Something unexpected is happening around the Raiders, and even though they're not playing today, there's still plenty to talk about. From trade talks to coaching whispers, and even some surprising player moves that caught fans off guard. Raider Nation, stay locked in, because today's update might just change how you look at this team. Before we dive into all the details, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and don't forget to hit that bell icon, so you never miss a single update from Raider Nation. Now, let's move on to the latest news. So here's what's buzzing. A major rumor going around the league says the Pittsburgh Steelers offer the exact same deal as the Jacksonville Jaguars for Jakobi Meyers, a 4th and a 6th round pick. But Jakobi still chose Jacksonville. Why? Let's break it down. For the Raiders, it often comes down to relationships, and this one's no different. My gut tells me Jakobi's decision had a lot to do with Edgar Bennett, the former Raiders wide receivers coach, who's now in Jacksonville. That connection, along with ties to Liam Cohen and John Spytek from their Tampa Bay days, likely made a big difference. And honestly, there's another angle here too, with Travis Hunter sidelined and Brian Thomas Jr. just returning. Meyers probably sees a real opportunity to become the top target in Jacksonville's offense. So while the Raiders might be quiet after Tom McMahon's firing, there's still plenty happening behind the scenes, and this move says a lot about how players view opportunities and relationships in the league. Stay with me, because things around the silver and black are just getting started. Jakobi Meyers made a smart move, because in Jacksonville, he finally gets the chance to be the guy. The number one target. In Pittsburgh, that role simply wasn't available, and honestly, Jacksonville's offensive style just fits him better. It's faster, looser, and gives receivers room to shine. But what really makes this interesting is how the Raiders handled it. Both the Steelers and Jaguars offered the same deal, a 4th and a 6th round pick, yet the Raiders let Jakobi decide where he wanted to go. That shows real respect. And the way Meyers carried himself through the process? Total professionalism. No drama. Just business. Now, shifting gears, there's one college player who completely caught my attention this weekend, Fernando Mendoza. If you haven't been watching him, you're missing out. I've seen a lot of quarterbacks fold under pressure, but this kid has something different, mental toughness. Even when things went wrong, like that interception early in the game, he didn't flinch. He came right back with a touchdown drive that sealed the win. And he did it without his top receiver, in one of the toughest college environments, Happy Valley. That takes grit. Penn State might be struggling this season, but beating them at home is never easy. Mendoza showed poise, leadership, and heart, all the qualities of a future NFL star. Honestly, I think he deserves serious Heisman attention, and if he keeps developing like this, don't be surprised if he's the top pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll see him wearing silver and black, because let's face it, the Raiders still need their next franchise quarterback. Stay with me, because next, we're diving into what's really going on with Geno Smith and the decisions behind him still keeping that starting job. Drake May was my favorite quarterback of the 2024 class, no question about it. But looking ahead, Fernando Mendoza has already taken that same spotlight for 2026. The kid has it, poise, power, leadership, and I can't wait to see how far he goes. Now, let's move to something that's been heating up all over the internet, Geno Smith and his situation with Pete Carroll. Everyone's talking about it. Why hasn't Geno been benched, even though he's clearly not 100%? Right now, he's battling a quad contusion that's been bothering him since that Thursday night game. And look, when a quarterback is struggling and injured, any good coach would at least consider giving someone else a shot. Geno hasn't been playing his best, and his movement looks limited. So it's fair to ask, why not give Kenny Pickett a few reps? I've seen what people like Rich Eisen and JT the Brick have said about it, and they make good points. But here's where I stand, it feels like Pete Carroll and his staff are more focused on proving themselves right than on doing what's right for the team. Take that recent quote from Pete, for example. After a few rookie mistakes, including Ashton Janty's drop that turned into an interception, Pete basically warned his young players that those kinds of errors wouldn't happen with veterans, and that if they don't improve, they won't be here. Now, I get holding players accountable. But there's a line, and that kind of message can divide a locker room fast. Especially when veterans are already watching how you treat the younger guys. And let's be honest, things in Seattle are starting to feel tense. Pete's walking a fine line right now. Word is, some players aren't happy with parts of the coaching staff, especially Chip Kelly. And when that kind of frustration starts spreading, it's hard to keep a team together. Stay with me, because next, we'll dig deeper into how this tension could affect the Seahawks locker room and what it might mean for the rest of their season. Pete Carroll's message might have sounded tough, but honestly, it could backfire. He needs to be careful. Because let's be real, veterans make mistakes every single week, yet no one calls them out the same way. That kind of double standard doesn't go unnoticed. What that quote really shows is the divide inside that locker room. Some guys are constantly fighting to prove themselves, while others get a free pass. And that's where the problem starts. You can feel it, the NFL world is beginning to see it too. The way some teams, including the Raiders, are being managed this season is raising eyebrows. It's starting to look like certain coaches care more about protecting their favorites than about winning football games. With Geno Smith struggling, Pete Carroll's loyalty to his guys might end up being his greatest flaw. Either it'll bring the team together, or it'll be the thing that tears everything apart. So far, it looks like the latter. The leadership? Questionable. The direction? Even worse. Now, let's shift to something special. The Jackson Powers Johnson family recently sent me a heartfelt gift, and I've got to say, that meant a lot. JPJ represents exactly what being a Raider is all about: toughness, loyalty, and pride in the silver and black. He's not just a talented player, he's someone who truly wants to be a Raider. And that matters more than stats. Raider Nation should know, JPJ's passion runs deep. He's built for this team, and as far as I'm concerned, I've got his back all the way. So while chaos might be swirling around the league, there are still a few players out there who remind us what being a Raider really means: heart, grit, and commitment. Stay with me, because up next, things take an even more surprising turn as we look at what's really going on behind the scenes with this team. Oh, you know, sometimes it's the small things that make a big difference. I woke up this morning feeling tired, drained, the kind of morning where you just don't have that spark. But even on days like that, one thing always keeps me grounded: gratitude. See, this show gets wild sometimes, full of jokes, hot takes, and emotional moments, but at the heart of it all, I truly care about the grind, the team, and the Raider Nation that keeps this community alive. And today reminded me of that more than ever. Because I received something really special from the Jackson Powers Johnson family, a simple thank you card. And let me tell you, it hit me hard in the best way. The card said, "To extend yourself in kindness to anybody is an extension of kindness to the world." That's a quote from Oprah Winfrey, and it's such a powerful reminder. JPJ's family didn't just send a card, they sent a message that represents everything this team should stand for: heart, loyalty, and connection. Growing up, my family used to send cards all the time, birthdays, holidays, or just to say, "Hey, we're thinking of you." Living away from home now, moments like that mean even more. They remind you that no matter how tough things get, whether it's a bad game, a losing streak, or just a rough day, kindness keeps us connected. The Raiders might be 2-7, and yeah, that's tough to swallow. But getting a message like that from the JPJ family reminded me why we stay loyal through the highs and lows, because this fanbase, this family, is built differently. Jackson Powers Johnson isn't just another player, he's a symbol of what Raider Nation stands for: grit, respect, and passion. And to the JPJ family, if you're watching this, just know that your love for this team shines through, and it's felt by every true Raider fan out there. Stay with me, because as we wrap this up, I've got one final thought that every Raider fan needs to hear. You know, in a season like this, when you're sitting at 2-7, you start searching for answers. You start asking yourself, who are the real cornerstones of this team? And when I look at the Raiders right now, one name stands out: Jackson Powers Johnson. He's not just another rookie. He's what I call a pillar player, someone you build a foundation around. What makes him special isn't just strength or skill. It's the way he carries himself, the way his family shows up, full of heart and loyalty. That kind of support, that kind of love, tells you everything about the man behind the jersey. It's exactly the kind of energy I want inside that Raiders locker room. A brotherhood. A family. Because talent wins games, but family wins respect. Right now, I'll be honest, that unity isn't where it should be. But players like JPJ, they give me hope that it can be. I just hope he keeps believing in this team, in this coaching staff, because Raider Nation believes in him. And when his family sent me that signed JPJ jersey, man, it hit me. Not because of what it's worth, but because of what it represents. Commitment. Gratitude. Real connection between players, fans, and the silver and black. So yeah, I'm hanging on to that jersey. It's a reminder of what this team could be, tough, loyal, and united like the JPJ family. Because that's what being a Raider is really about. Showing love. Showing fight. Never giving up, no matter how dark the season feels. So today, wherever you're listening, take a second to appreciate that. Hug your people. Enjoy your Sunday. And remember, win or lose, the Raiders don't define our day, we do. And as long as there's heart like JPJ's in that locker room, there's still something worth believing in. Skull Pirate Flag.